Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet. Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavate Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Bhaktir Bhavati Naisrike. So today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 8, Chapter 24, Matsya, the Lord's Fish Incarnation. From the text 31. Text 31. Sukadeva Goswami said, when King Satyavata spoke in this way, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who at the end of the Yuga has assumed the form of a fish to benefit his devotees and enjoy his pastimes in the water of inundation, responded as follows. Text 32. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, O King, who can subdue your enemies on the seventh day from today? The three worlds, Bhu, Bhuar, and Suva, with all merge into the water of inundation. Text 33. When all the three worlds merge into the water, a large boat sent by me will appear before you. Text 34 and 35. Thereafter, O king, you shall collect all types of herbs and seeds and load them on that great boat. Then, accompanied by the seven rishis and surrounded by all the kinds of living entities, you shall get aboard that boat, and without Morosenses, you shall easily travel with your companions on the ocean of inundation. The only mm, illumination began the effulgence of the great rishis. Text 36. Then all the boat is tossed about by the powerful wind, attached the vessel to my horns by the means of the great serpent Vasuki, for I shall be the present by your side. Text 37. Pulling the boat with you and all the rishis in it, O king, I shall travel in the water of the devastation until the night of Lord Brahma's slumber is over. Text 38. You will be thoroughly advised and favored by me, and because of your inquiries, everything about my glories, which are known as a Parabrahma, will be manifest within your heart. Thus, you will know everything about me. Text 39. After thus instructing the king, the supreme personality of Godhead immediately disappeared. The king Satyavata began to wait for that time of which the Lord had instructed. Text 40th. After spreading Kusha with its tip pointing east, the saintly king himself, facing the northeast, sat down on the grass and began to meditate upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu, who had assumed the form of a fish. Text 41. Thereafter, gigantic clouds pouring incessant water swelled with the ocean more and more. Thus, the ocean began to overflow onto the land and inundated the entire world. Text 42. As Satyavarta remembered the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he saw a boat coming near him. Thus, he collected herbs and creepers, and accompanied by the saintly Brahmanas, he got aboard the boat. Text 43. The saintly Brahmanas, being pleased with the king, said to him, O king, please meditate upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead Keshava. He will save us from this impending danger and arrange for our well being. Text 44. Then, while the king constantly meditating upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead, a large golden fish appeared in the ocean of in undating. The fish had one horn and was 8 million miles long. Text 45. Following the instructions formally given by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the king anchored the boat to the fish horns using the serpent Vasuki as a rope. Thus, being satisfied, he began offering prayers to the Lord. Thank you so much, everybody. Hare Krishna Rasa Chandrika Mataji, please accept our humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Please take over the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Dandavat Pranam. Thank you so much to everybody for assembling here early in the morning so that we could sit here, discuss Harikatha, Srimad Bhagavatam, and thank you for giving me an opportunity so that I can purify my tongue. So we are in a very beautiful chapter right now. It's 8th canto, 24th chapter. This chapter is Matsya, the Lord's fish incarnation. This is the last chapter for this canto. After this, we go on to 9th. Here, there are two sections in this chapter, and in three sections in this chapter. And in first and the third section, there are prayers. Prayers once done by the king when he sees the fish and he realizes that this fish is no other than Lord Vishnu himself. That's when he starts offering prayers, glorifies Lord Vishnu. And in this section, the section that we're going to do today, Satyavrata will be receiving instructions. And after the instructions, the third section is again going to be of prayers by Satyavata Muni towards Matsya Avatar, because Matsya Avatar will be saving them from a devastation. So we are in the second section today, where there will be instructions provided to Satyavrata Muni by Matsya Avatar as in Vishnu. So here we start with verse number 32. 31 just has instructions that here Matsya Avatar said as follows. In 32, here it is said, O king, who can subdue your enemies on the seventh day from today? Three worlds, Bhu, Bhuva, Swa, will merge into water inundation. As in a mini pralay is going to come up. And in that mini pralay, everything, the three worlds will be drowning. And he is telling him the date, the time, and when it will happen. Why? He's giving instructions. Vishnu is giving instructions to Satyavat Muni as if when there will be a calamity striking and what he has to do. We see what he has to do starts from verse number 33. In all of these verses that we are going to read today, there is no purport. There is one purport. There is one purport out of all the about 15, 14 verses that we are going to do. So here he said that when this happens, there will be a large boat that will appear before you. Here Vishnu did not tell him, you sit and build. Right? He told him it will appear before you. So whenever we think, no, whenever there is a calamity striking, me and my Prabhu were talking last night, whenever there is a calamity striking, we try to take a lot of things into our own control. But actually, Krishna manages everything. We try to be small, small Ishwaras, but we forget that Parameshwar has all the control. So whenever any calamity, here right now there is pralay going to happen, but any calamity that strikes in our life, Krishna has always prepared a safety outlet for us. But unfortunately, people like me, we are not able to surrender or give away that power from our hand. Right? If these instructions were given to me that world will be drowning, first thing would be to take care of a material thing. Eh? Here he is given perfect instructions that a boat will appear in front of you. You have to really do nothing. And then you have to collect the seeds and the herbs from verse number 33 and 34 and 35 and the seven great rishis and get onto the boat. And then you don't worry, don't be morose. Easily we will travel in this ocean of inundation. As in for us, if we see, it is the ocean of material world. So if I sit into the boat of bhakti, yeah, with all my shastra, with my sadhu sangha, I will easily travel through this world, right? And I don't have to worry. Here Krishna is saying, don't worry, there will be no moroseness. You don't have to be stressed about anything. I will take care of it. And the illumination, it will be completely dark. And the illumination will come out from rishis. Rishis, the pratik, the form of knowledge. That knowledge will give you the light, right? That is how we can also try to understand this. Srila Prabhupada is not given us purport here because it's quite self-explanatory. Verse number 36 we see. In 36 we see then the boat will be tossed with powerful winds. Now when we talk about powerful winds and we try to see this thing in our personal life, then we see powerful winds as in for a person who is drowning in the ocean. It's all the problems that come in our life. We have all sorts of problems that come in our life. Threefold material miseries, adi bhautik, adi devik, adhyatmik. All these these powerful winds, they toss us around here and there. And if we are not holding or sitting into the boat of bhakti, it becomes very difficult. Getting drowned is inevitable in this material world. Similarly, here we also see that Bhagavan is telling Satyavrata Muni that there will be powerful winds, but you connect your boat with with the help of Vasuki rope, as in the snake, huh, to my horn, and I will take care of it. So for us also, we have to get into the boat of bhakti, and with help of our guru, sadhu, shastra, connect ourselves to Krishna, and then he will easily navigate us out of this material miseries. We do have a lot. We can't count on our fingers. We have so many. All of them can be deactivated in the way they are performing against us once you are in this powerful boat, along with Matsya Avatar as in Krishna. Further we go, in verse number 37. Here we'll understand something about Brahmaji. So here it is said that pulling the boat with you and all the rishis in it, I shall travel the water of devastation until the night of Brahma slumber is over. Prabhupada is given a small elaboration over here that what is Brahma's night. So generally we know whenever Brahma sleeps, Brahma lives for 100 years and there is the equal amount is there in day and then the equal amount is there in night. Whenever Brahmaji is going off to sleep, there is a pralay. But here there was so in one day of Brahmaji there are 14 Manu. Okay, and right now this pralay with Satyavrata Muni is happening in Chakshu with the Chakshusha Manu. Okay, about sixth Manu or so. So once one of these pralay devastation had already happened in Swayambhav Manu's time also. Hmm? And here again, a little one is again happening in the time phase of Chakshusha Manu also. So how come this is happening? So here Krishna wants to perform a leela and hence this is happening. Whatever he desires will happen. So here, sometimes when we are listening to Harikatha, we go off to sleep like this. Yeah. So Brahmaji was also slightly dozing off is when this leela starts of inundation. So here it is, and how am I saying this? It is given by Srila Prabhupada that it is mentioned in Matsya Purana also that how this happened. So basically, in one day, once the night starts, only then Pralay can come. But so far for us two have already come. One was with Swayambhav Manu and one was with Chakshusha Manu. And so this is just to understand the Brahmaji slumber period. So whenever he sleeps a little bit, that will also be considered as night. Right? And we move on to verse number 38. In 38, it is said that you will be thoroughly advised and favored by me, and because of your inquiries, everything about my glories, which are known as Param Brahma, will manifest within your heart. So here, here Prabhupada is giving some purport to us, and here Prabhupada is emphasizing that to get this knowledge, to understand everything in your heart, how is this possible? Prabhupada is saying surrenderance is the key over here. Unless we don't surrender, understanding anything will not be really easy. Now, what are we talking about? Anything? What are we understanding here? So, here it is said that which is revealed to one who is fully surrendered is different from what is revealed to the one who is surrendered only a little bit or not surrendered at all. Right? So, when we say there are people who ask us, right? Have you seen Krishna? Do you know Krishna? For that, surrenderance is required. Right? That is very, very important. Key. We see examples of Draupadi. Draupadi Maharani, when an unfortunate situation occurred in her life of Chiraharan, where she was being disrobed, um, she first fought, right? She tried her best to control Dushasan's strength and like to hold upon her robe very strongly. After all, she is also Kshatrayani, right? Comes from a Kshatriya family. So she did fight. And once she realized that no, I can't do this. There is nothing I can do much in front of Dushasan's power. She gives up completely. The moment she gives up completely, Krishna takes complete control. So giving up completely does not mean to lose hope. Submitting your hope to Krishna, that will be proper surrenderance. And then we also see the same thing happening with Gajendra. Gajendra also first fought 10,000 years. It's not a short time. Fought. And then he realized that I can't really do this. This is not my cup of tea. This is some superpower is needed over here. And that's when he offers the lotus and surrenders himself. And then Krishna obviously takes care of it. In minutes, we see how Vishnu came in that canto where we read about Gajendra. Vishnu is rushing, where it is said that his helmet is also crooked and his the drape that he takes around his body is flying here and there. He's not really prepared, but he's coming immediately once you surrender yourself completely. Then we see this with Bali Maharaj also. We see this with Prahlad Maharaj also. So once a person is able to surrender himself or herself completely is when the person will have actual knowledge of Krishna. And then Krishna goes on to say that this is why once when they surrender, then 10.11 Bhagavad Gita, Tesham evan kampartam aham agyana jantama, that I, out of compassion, I'm already there in their heart, but I, out of compassion, come light up the knowledge in their heart and destroy all the ignorance, all the avijnanata in their heart. So I give them that knowledge. How does it come? The moment you surrender to Krishna, Krishna gives us this knowledge. And once Krishna gives us the knowledge, we know Krishna in and out. Then, if somebody asks us, "Do you know Krishna?" we can say yes. We know Krishna very well. So we move on to verse number 39. Here it is said that after thus instructing the king, the supreme personality of Godhead immediately disappeared, right? And once he is given these instructions, he goes away. And in verse number 40, we see that Satyavrata Muni is sitting down and now he is meditating on Vishnu, the Matsya avatar form that had come. See, we don't see him frantically preparing, yeah, for anything because he's completely surrendered. He knows Krishna has told me what to do and I'm going to do what I have to do, whatever is instructed. And there is no scavenging around like, oh, now Pralay is going to come. He's sitting and he's meditating. Interesting, when I read this, I was like, if I know something wrong is going to happen, sleeping, sitting, anything is not possible. And shows how great of a devotee Satyavat Muni is also. Then you move on to verse number 41. Thereafter, gigantic clouds started coming in, and there we had incessant rain. Everything, the water level started to rise up, everything started to drown in. And that's when Satyavat Muni knew what I have to do. He remembered in verse number 42, we are seeing that what Krishna had ordered him, and a boat appeared close to him. As per the instructions, he collected all the seven rishis and herbs and creepers and everything and put them in the boat and started to move on. Verse number 43, 44. And then the Brahmanas were very pleased with the king. They were very happy to see him take up the responsibility so well. And then they said, now let's sit down and meditate on Godhead Keshava. See, this is how we see how our superiors, Sadhu Santa, will always give us proper guidance. Right? Here they are telling you now you focus on Keshava because he is the only one who's going to arrange for our well-being to get us out from this calamity. And once Satyavat Muni started meditating on Shri Vishnu, a large golden fish, as we know, Matsya Avatar came. And now, what is the size of this Matsya Avatar? Can we see 8 million miles long? I don't understand how to calculate this. I tried to even see what is the like the circumference of the earth. I could not get a proper answer. Yeah, it is beyond my imagination. 8 million mile long. That big of a fish is appearing. So we can understand how big is the causal ocean also in which we are drowning, right? Just for reference purpose in our mind. And then the last verse that we are doing for today. Following the instructions formerly given by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the king anchored the boat to the fish's horn, using the serpent Vasuki as rope. Thus, being satisfied, he began offering prayers to the Lord. And this, he connected the boat with Matsya Avatar's horn, and now the boat was moving. And then, when he was satisfied seeing this, that Krishna is taking such good care of us, he was offering prayers. And this is what I explained. This is the third section of the chapter where there will be prayers for Sri Vishnu. There was one more point I really wanted to stress, but I forgot. Um, when we talk about surrenderance, sometimes we see how to do it. How is it practical? It's not practical to just give up everything. I myself always say that how to give away the power so easily, like it's difficult to do. And then, yes, last night only, when I was thinking about it, I think, isn't this what kids do for us? We all have kids here. So, like if you have to pay the school fees, class fees, the house bills, electricity bills, we are doing it, right? Everything is being taken care of us. We don't tell them every month, Arey, see, this is the bill, give money, right? Because they have surrendered to us so completely. Everything is taken care by the parents, right? So this surrenderance we can learn from our kids only. But once we start growing up, we start getting so attached to the material things that the concept of surrender gets deviated, gets flickered away. Right? So kids are actually really, really good example to learn surrenderance from. Wherever we have to go, whatever we have to do, they just follow. And we see, like we went to Rath Yatra. Yeah, kids had the most fun because they just followed. They just followed the superiors in their group, which are the parents. They had the most fun. Parents were tired. So this is a good way of learning surrenderance. I will pause my voice over here. Hare Krishna and Pranam.
Thank you very much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.